Hi guys, welcome to another video about English grammar. So, the topic for today is an interesting topic. Basically, this is a second part of the first video about passive voice. So, I hope you like it, the previous video, because in this video we gonna touch uh, mm, mm, we're gonna touch deeply uh, the different ways to express passive voice. Okay, so let's start it. Uh, so before to start to the passive voice, I like to clarify some interesting topic. So let me show you. Uh, this is a Google document, right? So uh, basically, right? Basically, uh, this is a perfect infinity with two, right? Why? I display this part because uh, uh, most of the sentence in this topic that the second part of this passive voice touch this part, perfect infinity, with two or even without two. So the problem is I couldn't find this topic on the book, so that's why I would like to explain this part first in order you can understand better all the sentence in the uh in the books. Okay, so let's start it. So perfect infinity with two and without two as well. So uh basically we form the perfect infinity, right, with two have plus the ed form of a verb. Like for example, uh, to have lost, he had lost, right? So we use the perfect infinitive after verbs such as claim, expect, hate, hope, like, love, and prefer. So if you want to know more about these verbs, I encourage to watch my videos. I have a video where I talk about these verbs. So which verb we can use with the infinity too, like expect, claim, hate, and others one. So I'm gonna put the link in the description, and also I want to attach a card in the video. Okay, so let's continue. He pretended to have lost her number and so had been unable to contact her. He pretended to have lost her number and so had been unable to contact her, right? So, or he pretended that he had lost her number, right? So after this verb, he pretended, we use to the perfect infinity. Okay, this is the first one. The second one, the perfect infinity often refers to things that might have happened in the past. This is the part that I want to make focus. Okay, so for example, she claims to have met a number of famous people, but I don't believe her, right? Or she claims to has met a number of famous people, right? So basically, the perfect infinitive express something that might have happened in the past, right? So, but it's not 100%. It's like it's a possibility because we don't know exactly what happened in the past, but it's a supposition. Okay, so basically, this is one way to use a perfect infinity, refers to things that might have happened in the past. Might. We're not 100% sure. We're not talking about to the certain or accurate. We are talking about to the possibility, right? So that's why the sentence says it. She claims to have met a number of famous people, but I don't believe her. I don't believe her. So I don't know. Uh, I would prefer to have stayed at a small family room hotel than a big international chain, right? Or I prefer to stay at a small hotel, but I did not. Mm? So the same, right? A Another way to use is the is basically when we can want to refer that something that will be complete at a point in the future. For example, we hope to have finished the building works by the end of March. We hope we hope to have finished the building works by the end of March, right? So the perfect infinitive can refer to something that will be completed at a point in the future. So check it out, check it out. We have two ways to use the perfect infinitive. This is the first one is more for grammar, for grammar after this verse, but the second and the third one is more for tenses, right? So the next one, uh, we can use the perfect infinity in a clause with a verb that has no subject, like a non-infinity clause. I'm gonna make a video about that, right? That's interesting. Just wait for. It can refer to event which did happen in the past or event that might have happened but did not happen. That's something interesting. That's what I love this part. So it can refer to events which did happen in the past or to events that might not happen but did not happen, right? Basically, we're talking about the supposition because we don't know exactly if this action happened or not, right? So, uh, in that case, it's like a imaginary situation, right? Hypothetical situation. So, mm the perfect infinity is is related with the imaginary situation, hypothetical situation, basically any uh imaginary situation. Like I don't know, if you want to express advice like a should, you can use should plus perfect infinity, like she should have, I don't know, should have a complaint, I don't know, right? Or maybe you want to express possibility like might have, right? Could have, may have. Oh, there is a different way to use it. So, for example, to have caught the job in the face of such a steep competition was a great achievement. To have got the job in the face of such a stiff competition was a great achievement. That person, no, the person did get the job, right? But check out the second one. This is the first example in the it can refer to event which did happen in the past, right? The second one is to have won the race would have been fantastic. So check out this part. It's hypothetical situation, imaginary situation. But even coming second was a great achievement. The person did not win the race, right? So we have three ways to use the perfect infinitive, right? And the first one is more for grammar, and the last one is grammar as well because we're expressing these ideas, uh, mm, but has a little difference, just a little. Okay, so let's come back to the to the topic. So we're gonna use the perfect infinity in this way. So let's start with the easy. So passive voice. Uh, First of all, let's check to the active voice. Uh, if you want to brush up everything about the passive voice, I have a first video about that. I'm gonna attach the card and put the link on the description. So just go to that video. So infinity. How we can use the passive voice with infinity verbs? For example, in the active voice we use to do, to clean, to sing. Like somebody will clean the room later, right? This is in the future tense. After to the auxiliary will always go the infinitive verb, in that case clean. So this is the active voice, but in the passive voice, right? Uh, we keep the we keep we change the structure basically, like to be, right? To be always has to go be, right? To be plus the past participle verb, like don't, clean, sing, or something like that, right? For example, the same sentence, right? The same sentence and the same tense, it will be this room will be cleaned later. This room will be cleaned later. Let's remind you that in the active voice we make focus what the subject does, but in the passive voice we make we refer what happened to the subject, right? It's like a it's like a ask yourself like hmm uh what the subject does will clean the room, right? So in the passive voice, what happened to the to the subject, in this case to the room? The room will be clean, right? What will happen in this case? No, what will happen to the room? The room will be clean. What uh, what will do the subject, in this case somebody, will be clean the room, right? So basically that's the difference between active and passive. And if you want to swap, if you want to pass an active voice to the passive voice, basically you have to swap the object and subject, right? For example, somebody in the active voice is a subject, right? Uh, and this room is an object, but if you go, if you want to swap in a passive voice, you have to change. You have to swap this the subject and object, right? So let's check some sentence about the passive voice with infinity. Uh, the situation is serious. Something must be done before it's too late. The situation is serious. Something must be done before it's too late. So we keep the structure verb to be, right? Plus a past participle, a past participle verb, right? So check it out. We can use the infinitive with many different auxiliaries, with many different modals, right? For example, in the first one, we're using the modal must. We're expressing possibility, right? The second one, a mystery is something that can be explained. A mystery is something that can be explained, right? So in the second one, we are using the modal can't, when the modal can, right? In the negative way, right? Can't, right? So check it out. Be explained, right? Verb to be, right? infinitive way, like a be, right? Check it out. Plus a past participle verb. The music was very loud and could be heard from a long way away, right? So the same, check it out. Another model like could, right? Could, could. In that case, it's not model. Yeah, in that case, it's not model. It's a past of the. It's a model, but in the past way, right? Could. Next one. A new supermarket. It's going to be built next year. A new supermarket. It's going to be built next year. So we are using the be going to. We're using be going to, right? Check it out, right? This is no verb. Uh, please go away. Please go away. I want to be left alone. I want to be left alone. Want, right? Check, this is interesting. So after one, always go to plus an infinite, a verb with infinity way, right? So we're expressing purpose. We're expressing purpose in this case. I want to. I want to. We're expressing purpose. Purpose. So check it out. We have different ways to use the passive voice with the infinity, right? So uh, that's something interesting in the passive voice. So if you know any kind of tenses, any kind of tense, modals, auxiliaries in active voice, you can use it, all of this in the passive voice. It's exactly the same because both has the same auxiliaries, has the same grammar, we can call it, right? But one of them express different things. Like, remember, active voice always express what the subject does, and the passive voice always express what happened to that subject. Okay, so let's move on to the perfect infinitive, right? Passive voice with perfect infinitive. So in active voice, an active voice is to, this is optional, remember, this is optional, have plus a don't, right? Uh, have because we're talking about to the perfect tense. So remember the auxiliary for perfect tense is have, right? Plus don't, clean, sing, or I don't know, uh, whatever, whatever verb in the past participle way, right? Because we're talking about to the perfect, perfect tense, right? So this is a structure. For example, somebody should have cleaned the room. Somebody should have cleaned the room, right? So in this example, we're expressing advice that might have happened, right, in the past, right? So check it out. We can combine, we can mix many stuff, right? In this case, advice with something that might have happened in the past. That's crazy, right? Uh, how is the passive voice version, right? It's exactly the same. That the only thing why we have to change is being and plus the past participle. Basically, it's the same. Check it out. To have, don't, clean, 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 sing, sing, song. And the only thing that we change is the verb to be, right? Being. We have to add the being after to the auxiliary, the perfect. So had been done, right? For example, the room should have been cleaned. The room should have been cleaned, right? We're keeping the focus, right? Check it out. We're keeping. So sentence example like I haven't received the letter yet. It might have been sent to the wrong address. I haven't received the letter yet. It might have been sent to the wrong address. Right? So let's analyze this sentence. I haven't received the letter yet. So I haven't received it. Maybe I'm at home. I don't know. Maybe I waiting for my I don't know for an application jobs later or something like that. I don't know. I haven't received my later job, my later yet, right? It might. So check it out. It might. We're talking about the possibility. It might had been sent to the wrong place. It might had been sent to the wrong place, right? So we're talking about the possibility that might have happened in the past, right? Check it out. Receive. We're talking about the past. So the possibility that might happen in the past is in the past, right? So that's why I don't know. Uh, maybe that letter had been sent to the wrong address, or maybe not, or maybe it maybe the company didn't send the letter yet. I don't know, right? So next one. Uh, if you had locked the car, it wouldn't have been stolen. If you had locked the car, it wouldn't have been stolen, right? So check it out. If you had locked the car, so we're talking about to the past, right? It wouldn't. So we're talking about to the hypothetical situation, imaginary situation. It wouldn't had been stolen, right? So we're talking about to something that might had been happening. In this case, might be maybe might have stolen or something like that, right? The next one. There were some problems at first, but they seem to have been solved. There were some problems at first, but they seem to have been solved, right? The same way. Uh, Next one, present perfect. Present perfect and past perfect. So, how we can use, uh, how we can use uh, the passive voice with the perfect tense and the past tense, right? Sorry, present perfect, past perfect, and really I'm really traumatized with the well perfect infinity. So present perfect. In active voice we have or has plus the past participle verb, right? I like to remind you that the present perfect express something events event that happen in an early present, right? For example, or maybe we can use the present perfect to express ideas, right? Or maybe we can express for talk about to a period of times. But in this case, is the room looks nice. Somebody has cleaned it. Somebody has cleaned it, right? This is the structure, right? Has plus past participle per past participle column. In the passive voice is have has been done. Have has been done, right? So the room looks nice. It has. Check it out. We keep to the perfect tense auxiliary, right? Plus verb to be. In this case, is being, right? Why is being? Because we're using the perfect tense. Has been. What is the perfect tense for the verb to be? Sorry, what is the past participle way to the verb to be? Is been, right? Plus the past participle of the main verb, in this case cleaned, clean. So this is interesting. In this, in the perfect tense for passive voice, this is the main verb. This is the main verb. This is we can call this the auxiliary for passive voice, and this is the auxiliary for the tense, right? Don't get confused. This is the main verb. The next one. Have you heard? Have you heard the trip has been cancelled? Have you heard the trip has been cancelled? Right? And yep. So check it out. Have you heard the trip has been cancelled? So we're talking about to what happened, what had happened to the trip, right? But we are talking about to an a perfect present perfect tense because we are talking about an action that happened in early present. So that something in that case the trip has been cancelled no no long away. It's like something that happened maybe a few minutes ago or a couple or hours a month a couple hours ago or something like that. It's something it's not too long. It's like something recently, right? Recently it's like I don't know, it's recently it depends of the person. It depends how the person perceive the the time, right? Maybe for me it's a couple minutes, but maybe for a company who's invest a lot of money for a long time, maybe something recently could be a week, right? So have you ever been bitten by a dog? Have you ever been bitten by a dog? Right? The same. uh have, right? This is auxiliary. You ever uh, being beaten. This is the verb to be, and this is the past participle verb, right? Are you going to the party? Are you going to the party? No, I haven't been invited. No, I haven't been invited. So check it out. We're talking about to an action that happened in early present, haven't been invited, right? Past perfect. So past perfect. The active voice is auxiliary, perfect auxiliary, had plus past participle. The room looked nice. Somebody had cleaned it. The room looks nice. Somebody had cleaned it, right? Basically, uh, let's make a quick brush up. So, uh, past perfect express action that happened in a early past, previous to the past. It's like this is the past, right? And the perfect tense happened previous to the past. It's like a no, it's not too long. It's like a something is is close to the to the to the past, but in a time way. Okay. Uh, so the next one, in the passive voice way to the past perfect, it's had. We keep the auxiliary for a past perfect, right? Being plus the past participle verb, like in this case, done, right? Had been done, had been done. It's exactly the same of the present perfect, but the only thing that we change is the auxiliary, right? Because this is for a present perfect and this is for a past perfect. Okay. For example, the room looks nice. It had been cleaned. The room looked nice. It had been cleaned, right? It's the same. But in the first one, we're making focus what the subject, in this case, somebody does. And the second one, we're making focus, we're referring that what happened to the subject, in this case, the room, right? For example, the vegetables didn't taste good. They had been cooked too long. The vegetables didn't taste good. They had been cooked too long. Right? The next one. The car was 3 years old, but hadn't been used very much. The car was 3 years old, but it hadn't been used very much, right? So, the car was 3 years old, right? This is the past, but hadn't been used very much. So the action that hadn't been used happening before before the car was 3 years old. That's why that's what I mean. That's what I say, right? So the past perfect happened before to the past to the past, right? In early past, right? Next one. Present continuous and past continuous with passive voice. That's a little confusing for me. What's a little confusing to understand? It's like oh my god, some it's many tenses. In each tenses, I have to learn a different way. It's like oh my god. For me, what's hard to understand the tenses in the active voice, because in the school or whatever you want, uh, usually they teach you uh, first of all in the active voice, like I am, I do, something like that, right? For learners, or in my case, it was hard to memorize, to understand, to my brain has to work double, something like that. Has was complicated to understand all these sentences, right? And more when they introduce you, right, another way to express ideas like a passive voice, right? So in that case, the passive voice structure for present continuous, I think, is the most confusing, my confusing part. Okay. For example, present continuous in active voice is easy, right? So it's the verb to be, like is, are, right, plus the verb with ing, right? Like somebody is cleaning the room at the moment, right? So, but in the passive voice, we keep to the verb to be, like is, are, right? So, uh, then comes to the being, because remember, so let me type it for you. Okay, so remember, if you want to add ing to any verb like a do, you only have to add ing. That's it. In that case, you are ready. Yeah, you are ready to use the verb to be in an ing verb, like a present continuous or past continuous. I don't know, right? But in a passive voice, you already have are, right? Because this is the main verb, right? So you can add don't, right? Because this is the past participle way for do, right? But in order to uh, don't confuse, right? Basically you have to use the ing, but the ing, it's supposed that's crazy. So the ing way for the verb to be is be plus ing. Where is came from to the being, right? Are being done, are being taken. I don't know. Ah, damn. Built or something like that, right? So why we use being in order to don't have conflict with the verb to be. That's why we use being, right? That's crazy, I know. So the room, it's being cleaned at the moment, right? The room is being cleaned at the moment, right? For example, there's somebody was walking behind us. I think we are being followed. There's somebody walking behind us. I think we were being followed, right? The next one, a new bridge is being built across the river. It will be finished next year. A new bridge is being built across the river. It will be finished next year, right? Past continuous, right? Uh, in the past continuous, we have the verb to be is like a was and were, right? Plus the verb in the agent form, like somebody was cleaning the room when I arrived, right? Somebody was cleaning the room when I arrived. Yeah, we're making focus what the subject does, and the passive voice we keep the verb to be way like a was and were, right? And we add being plus the past participle verb, right? For example, the room was being cleaned when I arrived. The room was being cleaned when I arrived, right? In the passive voice, let's remind you that in the passive voice, we make focus what happened to the subject. In that case, what was being happening, what was happening to the what had been happening, blah blah. Okay, in that case, yeah, check out. This is something interesting. In the past continuous, it what had been happening to this room, right? That sounds interesting. For example, there was somebody we can. There was somebody walking behind us. I think we were being followed. I think we were being followed, right? So let's move on to the exercise part. Exercise part. So exercise part. Let's start with the exercise part. Now, complete this sentence. Use the following verbs in the passive, like arrest, carry, cause, delay, do, forget, keep, knock, know, make, prepare, and send. Sometimes you need have, or maybe might have, would have, should have, well, no. For example, this situation is serious. Something must be done before it's too late. I haven't received the letter yet. It might have been sent to the wrong address, right? So, the next one. A decision will not be made until the next meeting. A decision will not be made until the next meeting, right? So, in the third one, we're expressing future, right? Will not be made until the next meeting. Just remember, after to the auxiliary will always goes the verb in the infinitive way. In this case, be, right? So, these documents are important. They should always be kept in a safe place. These documents are important. They should always be kept in a safe place, right? Next one, uh, we're expressing advice. In this case, should. This road is in bad condition. It should have been repaired a long time ago. This road is in bad condition. It should have been repaired a long time ago, right? So in the number five, basically we're expressing something that might have happened in the past, but it doesn't. Like in this case, it should have been repaired a long time ago. We're talking about something that didn't happen in the past, but maybe might have happened, right? In that case, a repair the road, right? So in the next one, the injured man couldn't walk and had to be carried. The injured man couldn't walk and had to be carried. Check it out. Had to, right? We're expressing obligation in the past. Have to, duty. So the next one. Uh, if you hadn't shooted at the policeman, you wouldn't have been arrested. If you hadn't shooted at the policeman, you wouldn't have been arrested. The same, we are talking about to the hypothetical situation because we are using the auxiliary would. So we are talking about to the hypothetical situation that might have happened in the past because we're talking about to the past sentence, right? Past tense. So the next one, I'm not sure what time I'll arrive tomorrow. I may be delayed. I'm not sure what time I'll arrive tomorrow. I may be delayed, right? The same, check it out. Another kind of modal like may, right? May is the formal way to the modal can, right? And remember, we can use can in order to express future as well. Next one. It's not certain how the fire started. It might have been caused by an electrical fault. It's not certain how the fire started. It might have been caused by an electrical fault, right? So, the same, we're expressing that something might have happened in the past, right? But this thing didn't happen. So, next one. A new school is being built. The old one is going to be knocked down. The old one is going to be knocked down, right? Check it out. This is the be going to, right? Be going to. So check it out. This is interesting because in different sentence we are touching different kind of modal, different kind of sentence, different kind of everything. So basically we can use the passive voice with all of this. It's like if in the present, if in the active voice we have I don't know, advice like should, right? We also have in the passive voice. It's the same structure. The only thing that we have to change is the inactive voice. We're making focus in what the subject does and we use the verb, right? But in the passive voice, we're expressing what happened to the subject and we change the structure only the verbs. It's not like I don't know, she should talk. No, it's be plus past participle. It's the only thing that we change, but the same the rest of the structure we have to keep it. Okay. The next one, the election is next Sunday. The full result will be now on Tuesday. The election is next Sunday. The full result will be known on Thursday. Right? Check it out. We're expressing future will. Last week they weren't speaking to one another. Now they're happy again. The problem seems to have been forgotten. Last week they weren't speaking to one another. Now they're happy again. The problem seems to have been forgotten, right? Next one. Uh, make sentence. Make sentences from the working brackets. Sometimes the verb is inactive, sometimes passive, right? For example, there's somebody behind us. We're being followed. We're being followed, right? The door is a different color, isn't it? The door is a different color, isn't it? Have you painted it? Have you painted it? Next one. My bike has disappeared. It has been stolen. It has been stolen. So check it out. In the first one, we're talking about what happened to the subject, in that case, my bike, right? So what happened to your bike? It has been stolen, right? Next one. My umbrella has disappeared. Somebody has taken it. Somebody has taken it, right? We're talking about to the passive voice, not from active voice, because we're talking about that what the subject does. In that case, somebody has taken it, right? A neighbor of mine disappeared 6 months ago. A neighbor of mine disappeared 6 months ago. He hasn't been seen since then. He hasn't been seen since then, right? So we are talking about that what happened to this neighbor? What happened to this person? That person hasn't been seen since then, right? I don't know how long, maybe a couple of days, couple of months, I don't know. So I wonder how Jessica is these days. I wonder how Jessica is these days. So I haven't seen her for age. I haven't seen her for age, right? Check it out. In this sentence, is making focus what the subject does. In that case, he haven't seen her for age, right? Next one, a friend of mine was stung by a bee recently. A friend of mine was stung by a bee recently. Have you ever been stung by a bee? Have you ever been stung by a bee? Right? Next one. The bridge was damaged recently. The bridge was damaged recently. It is being repaired at the moment. It is being repaired at the moment. So, the question is, what is happening to the bridge now? Right? It's being repaired at the moment. Right? So that is an interesting question. So, in order to know if the sentence is active or passive, you only have to ask these questions. Right? Next one. Tom's car was stolen recently. Tom's car was stolen recently. So it hasn't been found yet. It hasn't been found yet. Right? So the question is, what happened to the Tom's car? It hasn't been. What happened to the Tom's car? Right? It was stolen. It hasn't been found yet. Right? So the next one. I went into the room and saw that the table and chairs were not in the same place. I went into the room and saw that the table and chairs were not in the same place. The furniture had been moved. The furniture had been moved, right? Check out the sentence. In the sentence is expressing that what happened to the subject, right? In this case, the furniture had been moved. Next one. Uh, Instead of using somebody, they, or I don't know, and others pronoun subject, write a passive sentence. For example, somebody has cleaned the room. Somebody has cleaned the room. So the passive sentence of this sentence is the room has been cleaned. The room has been cleaned, right? Next one. They are building a new road around the city. They are building a new road around the city. So, a new road, it's being built around the city. A new road, it's been built around the city, right? So, that's what I say. Check it out. Let's analyze the first one. Somebody, okay, let me, yeah, so check it out. This is the subject. Wait. That's strange. Uh, what the hell? Okay, that's strange. Anyway, so check it out. Somebody is the subject, right? Let's analyze the active voice. Somebody is the subject, has clean is the verb, but in the perfect sentence. So, and the room is the object, right? This is the active voice. But when we have to, uh, when we have to change the active voice to passive voice, basically we have to swap the subject and the object. Check it out. The next one is the room. Room. Check it out. The focus is not the subject like in the passive in the active voice, like somebody has cleaned the room. So in that case, is the room has been cleaned. The room has been cleaned. Check it out in the second one. Doesn't matter who's do that. The matter is only that the room has been cleaned, right? So it's like a swap a subject a object, right? And make focus what the active the active voice object uh, uh, happened, right? That's interesting. uh Next one. They had built two new hotels near to the airport. They had built two new hotels near the airport. So two new hotels had been built near the airport. Two new hotels had been built near the airport, right? The next one. When I last visited, they were building some new houses here. When I when I last visited, they were building some new houses here. So when I last visited, some new houses were being built. When I last visited, some new houses were being built. Right? Next one. The meeting is now on 15 April. They had changed the day. The meeting is now on 15 April. They have changed date. So the date of meeting has been changed. The date of the meeting has been changed, right? The next one. I didn't know that somebody was recording our conversation. I didn't know that somebody was recording our conversation. So the passive voice is I didn't know that our conversation was being recorded. I didn't know that our conversation was being recorded. So the next one. Is anyone doing anything about the problem? So the passive voice way is anything being done about the problem? Is anything being done about the problem? The next one, the window were very dirty. Nobody had cleaned them for age. The windows were very dirty. Nobody had cleaned them for age. So, the passive voice is the windows were very dirty. They hadn't been cleaned them for age. The windows were very dirty. They hadn't been cleaned them for ages. So, something interesting is how to use the verb to be in each sentence. Check it out. Uh, Basically, you have a lot of way to use. No, sorry, it's not like a lot of way. You have yeah a lot of ways to use it. Uh, for example, check it out. The first one. The first one is somebody has cleaned, right? So check it out. This sentence is in the past perfect. So the past perfect version, the past perfect passive version is the room has. We keep to the perfect auxiliary and we only change the verb be clean because clean it's being clean, right? This is the way for build for a passive voice in the present perfect tense. The next one, check it out. Uh, they are building a new road around the city. So this is present continuous, right? So check it out. How's the way the passive voice in present continuous, right? It's being built. It's being built, right? The same. The next one. For example, they had built two new hotels near the airport. This is a they have yep this is the present perfect as well. They have built had built, so the new hotel had been built, right? The number four is they were building some new houses. They were building we're talking about to the past continuous. So the past continuous for passive voice is were being built. Check it out. The main verb in this case were verb to be, right? It's keep it, right? So were and the passive voice to express the verb to be because we cannot put verb to be and verb to be the same way, right? That's why we use being. It's like we're already using the verb to be in continuous way, right? So we cannot put another time. That's why we use being, being, because being is the infinitive way to express continuous, right? So this is part is interesting. The next part, check it out. The same. They had changed the date. They have changed present perfect. So check it out how to express present perfect in the passive voice. So the next one, the same. We're talking about to a past continuous was being recorded, right? The next one, is anyone, right? We're talking about to the present continuous. Is anyone doing? So the the question sentence version for passive voice is anything being done, right? And the same in the last one, right? So I hope you find useful this video. So uh, any comment, any question, or whatever you want to ask me, just let me on the comments, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.